on one of the tables?
Probably at this point that would be fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, we don't have
Thank you very much. All right. Awesome.
This is like an RPG room, definitely. Ooh. Which hotel we at?
JW.
JW. What's that stand for?
I don't know.
JW. All right, so
You did read the sign, right?
we asked around. We asked if there was okay. They were like there's no other games that are starting. So I don't know if that. I mean, if you fall asleep.
she said it was cool.
She said it was okay. So
That's fine.
yeah.
And there's a small game, so that helps. The problem is the volume is really loud in this room. So.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
All right, so yeah, give them the rundown. So folio games here with.
All right. So like this is Conquest at Kismet. It was
Well, what's your name though?
Conquest at Kismet. My name. J. Vales.
J. Vales.
That's
Yep.
my name. Says it on there. Yeah.
J. Vales.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
He made this game.
This game. Yeah. So, do you want to be blue or red?
Let me be blue.
All right,
Blue.
All right. So, I made it super simple and super easy to streamline. It's very streamlined.
Tell them a little bit about the game though, in the BGG and everything.
Okay, so
man, it is loud as hell in here though.
It's not big deal. We can talk.
It's cool. All right.
I mean, so this game was conceived maybe when I was. It actually conceived from a lecture. So I was teaching game theory, and one of the lectures was about conflict resolution, right? So games will use conflict resolution in different ways, right? So in terms of Magic, it's usually what they call a call response, right? So I do something and then you respond.
Okay.
That's like Magic. Or you could resolve conflicts with dice, where it's there's like D&D, where there's a number and then you roll a dice and add to the number, right? So it feels like a test.
Okay.
Right? But there's a bunch of different ones that are out there, right? Deterministic. There's edge education, edge education, Cards Against Humanity, right? Where the winner is not determined by anything luck based or skill based. It's based on someone else.
Judge, yeah.
Right. So one of the things I talked about was a lottery system, like a lottery method to determine random comparison, right? So the example they used was the tumbler and the balls, right? And they said so if you have 3 red balls in there and then 7 blue ones, and you do a tumbler and you pull one out, that's like a 70% chance that blue will be pulled,
okay,
and a 30% chance that the red will be pulled,
right?
And so what could escalate from there is that each ball could be different. Like if I put a white ball, that could represent a hit times 2, a critical. If I put in a green one, that represents poison damage, right? And everything could be individualized so it feels like a custom battle. So I took that and I was like, why can't you make that into a card system, right? And so I was waiting for the longest time for someone to actually do something with it, and I was like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
So it was the game. That's where it came from.
Nice.
So, all right.
Nice setup. Man, I hope it's not too loud in here for the video.
I mean, I don't. Go back. All right. Go back and listen to it.
Okay, so we're gonna pause it, and then I'm gonna check if this is way too loud. And back to it.
All right. So each player has a deck of cards. The deck of cards is 50 cards each. And so in the deck you have 3 different types of cards. You have ability, support, and you have combat. Right? Now, here's the thing. Any card can be used as a combat card, except the combat cards are just specific to combat. All right? Abilities are like instants in Magic. You can play them at any time, at any time. Supports are attachments to your ship. Actually, this is the small version, but they're attachments to your ship, and they give your ship extra abilities. So there's actually two things going on. It's not just the lottery system with the combat, but there's an attachment system. So you can buff your ship. Now, if you look on there, you'll see that there's an energy limit, which is your resources. Your support limit, which means you can only have 3 supports at one time on your ship, right?
Okay.
And then your attack value is by default 1. And then we have your mothership ability, which we'll get into a little bit later because they're different from each other. It's very asymmetrical. So when you're dealing with the game, you will have you'll have a turn order, and it's very, very simple. It's recharge, draw, time, deploy, and battle stations. And I'm going to kind of set this up really quick. Let's see. That's that one, and then we'll put in that one, and then I will put in this one. All right, so say we're in the middle of a game. All right, and it's the best way to kind of show you what's going on.
Okay.
These are supports, and supports kind of have their own kind of like thing going on, right? Supports are abilities that are given to your ship that are, that buff the ship in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Now, you could use these at any time, right? So if I were to use this conversion plan, this is how I would use it. Well, I want to use this ability, so what I would do is I would look at this arrow and I would turn the card so that the arrow faces the opponent. This means that I've used this card. Same with here, except it says 3. It's like this, right? Now, the same thing here. It's just 3. Now, during each phase, there is a time component, and since time is constant, it affects both players. So every time happens, it affects both players. Now, what happens with time is this: each support that is in cooldown, because they're now in cooldown, turns 90 degrees like a clockwise, right? Mm-hmm. Clockwise. So now this would be like this, right? So this is now ready to go because it's now straight up. So intuitively, you know that this is ready, right? This one will take 2 more turns for it to be ready again.
Yep, and you envision this system all by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the games that have come after you and done some of the things
so there's a game
Light Seekers?
Yes, so
Warhammer Champions.
Yep.
Then there's a real good one too called Roan. You ever seen that one?
I've heard of Roan. Yes. So yes.
Roan does it too.
Whether or not they took the same tap mechanism, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, you probably did originated too on the cool. Yeah.
So people thought it was very intuitive because you're using time as a way to kind of like intuitively see, the card is ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what. Now up here is its hit points, right?
Okay.
This is the hit points of the mothership, and if you hit this and it destroys any over damage, goes onto the ship. So there's some incentive to actually hit this because you want to disable your opponent, but you also want to damage the mothership. You want to damage the mothership as well.
Yeah.
So during a turn, when you're recharging, you're looking at your energy limit. Now, I've kind of envisioned resources differently than like Magic, right? Magic uses resources and it comes from a deck.
Yeah.
Well, in space, that doesn't really happen. In space, it's usually like a battery, right? Like with the lithium crystals. And what happens is that the lithium crystals recharge after a certain time, right? Because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? In space, batteries recharge. Whether it's by time or whatever. So like recharge at the very beginning of your turn, you get up to your maximum recharge, maximum energy, which is 6. Right? Both of them have 6.
Okay.
Okay. When the draw phase, you draw to your maximum hand size, so which is 7. So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So I would have 7 cards, and then I would go to time, which is time here, and then I would deploy, which means this is the time where I can deploy my supports. If I want to add supports, that's the time to do it. Deploy, right? And then battle stations. This is where the other thing happens when I talked about lottery, right? So the first thing that happens when you're dealing with battle stations is I gotta target something. I gotta say I want to hit this one. I want to hit this one. I want to hit your head, because I could directly go to your head. It's fine, because in space you could do that, right?
Okay.
So like. I want to get rid of the communication array because that allows them to do some pretty powerful ability, right? So what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, I'm going to put down 1 card from my hand. This is how it starts. I put down a card from my hand. Now you will put down a card from your hand or whatever.
Okay.
Say this is your hand, right? And then we just keep going back and forth. So it's almost like if you're looking at this, I'm putting cards from my hand and you're putting cards from your hand. When you're dealing with battle in space, you don't just send 1 ship. You send a squad, right? Because that's how they battle, right? You send a squad out, and that's what happens here. You send 1 out, they send 1 out, you send 1 out, and you keep going back and forth, right? Then it's like, okay, now we got to resolve this, right? So we'll go, and then at some point, one of us could say, stop. Doesn't matter who. But then the other person has the option to dump as many cards as they want to, but there's a catch to that. We'll get to that just later. So when this is done, the defender will shuffle the cards. So that you'll shuffle, and because I'm the attacker, I'm going to pull the card. Now that is the result of the battle, right? Because that's what it is, right? You're sending ships in, you don't know what's going to happen. But this is the result of the battle. So like, let's say I pull this, right? If I pull this, that means I miss. If I'm the red and I pull this, I missed, right? Because I pulled the blue card. Now, if I pull the red card, that means I hit. And what happens here? So I would look at my attack value, right, which is 1, and then I will look at this, because this is the only thing this only applies during battle. So it'll be 1 plus 2. I hit you for 3.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what happens is that there's so many different combinations, and this will only hit for 1. This will hit for 1. This will hit for 3. So here's let me give you another scenario. If for some reason I pull this and it's red, this only applies to you when you're attacking, so this doesn't apply to me. Okay. So it only applies to when I draw my card from the combat stack, right? Now, there's other things too. If I draw this one, this doesn't apply, but this applies to me because you're defending.
And now you're talking about,
like, if I pull this card,
because it's colored red, you're talking about.
Yeah, if it's colored red and I pull your card, this doesn't take effect. But because I'm attacking and I pull this affects you. So there could be a retaliation in the attack. Like, you could actually win the battle. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And so what that does is that it creates a tapestry of like possibilities. Every battle, there's like 6 or 7 possibilities that can happen. And then from those 6 or 7 possibilities, another 6 or 7 possibilities can happen. Any one of them can happen. But that's what makes the game exciting, because you don't know what's going to happen. You see what I'm saying?
Would you liken it to somewhat to I Declare War?
A little bit, but here's where the factions differ, right? You're playing with probabilities. So if I had 7 cards, you had 33 cards, I have a 70% chance of pulling, right? That's what my mothership does. So if you look at its special ability, it says overwhelm. During my battle stations, as my first drop to the combat stack, I can put 2 cards from my deck. So I'm ready. I'm not even using cards from my hand. I'm using cards from my deck, and I'm blindly flooding the deck, flooding the battlefield with like and with units, right? So in this one, it's the same. It's kind of the opposite. So during your battle stations, you may discard your first combat pull, then re-pull from the combat stack. So if you kind of look at it in terms of dice, it's like rolling 2 dice or rolling 1 dice twice, right?
Okay.
And they kind of balance out, kind of, right? So it really depends on how you play and how you manipulate it. But it's this back and forth. Like I'm trying to swarm you because we're the storm, right? We're like a bug-like creature, right? We're trying to just overwhelm you with numbers, as opposed to the Trice, which is more science, and they knew how to manipulate time, right? So they may not have as much cards in the battle, but they have a chance to pull again. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So that's what makes it different in like Magic or like Yu-Gi-Oh, because the combat system is so unique and the abilities are so different. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So, you want to play?
Yeah.
All right, so we should put these together.
You an RPG guy?
Yes, I played a lot of RPGs, but it's hard because I have to commit. You have to commit. You really got to commit in order to really get the most out of a campaign.
Yeah.
You got to commit, and it's tough for me to commit because my schedule's all crazy.
Yeah. And you do them one shots. You ever do the one shots?
I try to do one shots. I have a lot of RPGs. Like I do like solo RPGs too.
Okay.
So it's not like I don't do anything. It's like, but
yeah, I haven't done an RPG I've liked yet. So
yes, there wasn't an RPG you liked.
Yeah, I tried it like 3 times or something.
Well, you could explore. I mean, it's all up to you. It's kind of weird because it's kind of disassociative, you know what I mean? Because you got to kind of imagine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And some people can't. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Just some people just can't connect with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the same way, some people don't really like connecting with first-person shooters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just. I don't prefer it. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? All right. So, I'm going to go first, and we're going to start from nothing. Don't draw anything, right? But the penalty for me going first is that I cannot do battle stations.
Okay.
So that gives me just time to prepare.
Okay.
Right? So the first thing is recharge. I get my 6, right? Then I wanted to draw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then there's time. There's no supports. Time doesn't affect anybody, right?
Okay.
Now I'm deploying. So I'm gonna look for I'm gonna mulligan because I have no supports. So I'm gonna. All right. So here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2.
Okay.
And then put my compound eyes out. That's a support. So when I use it, now remember this only applies during battle. So this would have to be in the combat stat in order for this to take effect. But because it's now a support, this is null.
Gotcha.
Like this doesn't. So if I do this, I use it to draw a card, and I could use it at any time. Right. So
okay.
I used it. I turned it. Draw a card.
So right? It's like an instant action.
Instant action.
Cool.
But it comes at a price, which is time.
Time.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm at deploy. So now I'm going to battle stations, and I can't do battle stations. So because it's my first turn. So
battle stations just playing one card at a time to go into battle, face down.
Yeah, that's the whole different thing. You'll go into battle stations, and we'll walk you through it.
Okay.
So now the first thing you do is recharge. So this 1, 2, 4, 6.
6.
And then draw 7 cards.
Draw the 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. And then we want to time. So I go like this. So time. 90 degrees clockwise.
Okay, because you can do that because
time is constant, right? So time affects both players.
Okay.
So I can actually pull this again.
Yeah.
Right?
But it says as soon as the turn passes that I go to my upkeep, then your one time is passed.
Yeah. And then if you have cards that have been used during my time, those will start resetting too. All right. So now you got to deploy. So you're looking for supports that you want to use. And then you want to obviously spend the energy enough to do that.
You ever recorded on phones?
Huh?
You ever recorded on phones, like seriously?
No, because I got a professional.
Yeah. You don't ever have a problem with that, or?
What I did was I actually used a thing called when I was getting my master's.
Okay.
I used a flip, which was a small video camera.
Okay.
Oh my god, it was so good. It's way better than the phone because the phone has other things going on.
Flip. They still do the flips?
Discontinued.
More of a 2017 thing.
More
But like the vintage ones won't be too good.
No, they break down after a while.
Yeah.
Right. So, is there any supports in your hand?
Yeah, I'm looking for them.
They'll say it on the side.
Oh yeah. All right, check me out. All right, spending 2 on the intelligence beacon.
Okay.
And now you might as well
use it now.
So time that thing out.
When you use it, make sure the arrow is pointed at the opponent.
Okay, so tap to the left on these things.
No, you don't tap it. This arrow has to be
just making sure that it goes to the opponent.
Because that's going to determine how it rotates.
Cool.
Right.
So so draw 1.
There you go. So you did the same thing as I did.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now, let's go to the battle stations. Right?
Okay.
Just to run through, a battle station turn. So.
All right.
So the first thing you want to do is you want to target something. My head, or you want to target the compound. Okay, target the compound. Now, the first thing you do is you put down a card. Okay, I'm going to put down a card. You keep putting a card if you want to. One card at a time.
Now, I can't do a support instant, right?
No. Remember I said every card can be a combat card.
Every card can be a combat card.
Every card is a combat card. The combat cards are just specific to combat. So the first thing you want to dump are the combat cards. Okay, no, we'll just put this here. Just kind of to understand the probabilities, what's going on. So I'm going to put down this. You can put down if you want to.
You didn't consider doing different card backs colors?
No, that was the one thing that I broke.
That's the one thing you broke?
That's one thing I broke. Was that the cards have to be uniform.
What do you mean you broke?
Like meaning that Magic players come in with different card backs.
Okay.
Right, but like in my game, everybody's card backs have to be the same. So
Okay.
There's an inherent flaw in that because you can't customize your sleeve. But again, it was an experiment to try and see where it went.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, yeah, and then you can put that. Now, what I would do is I would keep your hand, because here's what's going to happen. The battle is going to happen, and then it's going to be my turn, right? And then I'm going to put cards in the combat set. You only have 4 cards left.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to plan ahead and not put everything in, but maybe you want to put everything in because you don't want me to miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So I want, you know what I'm saying? So we'll just think ahead. So let's just say you stopped. and then I stopped, right? So the odds are what's 3-3. So there's a 50% chance that you will like pull your card, right? That's the probabilities, right?
Oh, okay. We mix them up. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
it makes them up,
crazy.
so nobody knows what's going on. So like,
But they just resolve on the stack once you reveal them, or
so as the attacker, you are determining the battle, the result of the battle, by pulling a card.
Okay.
So you pull it, turn. What was it? Okay, so first of all, you've hit. Okay, you hit with 1, which is your base value, plus 2 to attack.
Okay.
So you hit me for 3. So this guy goes down, and I hit 2 to my mothership.
It's just what, right?
So you won the battle.
Oh yeah, 4,
you won
4,
the battle.
4.
So,
Well, no. Well, I mean that's only 3 though, right?
It was 3. So 2 here, and then 1 to this. Remember, you were attacking.
Oh, 1. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was looking at the energy cost.
Oh yeah. So now what we do is we take this, and then basically this goes to our discard pile. So they all went back to the ship. You know what I mean? Essentially.
So there's no multi attacks, no double attacks.
No, because
just
we
single.
want to get straight to the result of the battle.
Okay.
Now again, hindsight is 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe would have created more of a story if I kind of made more battle. You know, if I kind of strung it out a little bit more. But that's something that when you create games, you kind of have to make decisions.
Yeah.
And like when you make decisions, you got to roll with it.
Definitely.
Right.
But there's always the re-release,
There's
the
always
LCG.
there's always ways to improve it, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, right? And then the reason why I kind of did that is I wanted to restrict.
Yeah, just get it going. Yeah.
To get it going. So now we've done battle stage. Now it's my turn, right? So I will recharge. I will draw. So I have 5 cards. I just draw 2 cards, right?
Right.
And then time. So this is dead, but you could do this. This is time because it's 90-degree clockwise, like a clock. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? And then now you can actually pull this again and get another card in your hand. You probably want that.
Yeah.
Because you need cards in your hand. So you do this and you have a card in your hand.
All right, let's do it.
Right?
Yeah.
So now this ability you could pull it any time, which is great. Right?
Yeah.
So now it's my time to deploy. So I'm going to look at. All right, so I'm gonna spend 5, and I'm gonna put my dark matter weapon, and then I'm gonna spend 1 and put an atom out, which is this one is a passive. It doesn't have any like turn abilities, but this one says any damage to the attached mothership is dealt to this support instead. So it's a defense mechanism, right? So this one has 3, so it will absorb 3 damage before the mothership.
Okay.
This one is a dark matter weapon, so this means +2 attack. Well, it doesn't matter for this one because it's now with a support. Play before your combat pull, increase the mothership attack value by 3. So this starts out as a 4, which is a pretty hard hit.
Oh yeah.
But the trade-off is that it takes 3 turns for it to recharge again. 3 times. You see how the balance starts coming around?
Oh yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to battle station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to. So remember I said this one said this overwhelm for my battle. I'm gonna attack your intelligence beacon, right? During my battle stations, as my first drop to the combat deck, I can put 2 cards from my deck instead. So I didn't even pull from my hand.
Yeah,
but
for the
it
deck.
gives this theme of like overwhelming,
swarming,
right? So now I'm playing the odds. I'm playing like I want as many cards as I can so that I can get the best result.
Oh yeah.
Right? So now you drop 1. Now what you want to do is you want to drop cards that have the blue shield on it. If you can. If you have it.
Okay, like in a shield, like you're on the offensive and then you're taking all these cards, but you're not dealing attack because you're just doing shield.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, that means the defender uses the shield.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that way, it's not a miss; it's a retaliation.
Okay.
Right? So you could actually win the battle.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, right? Definitely.
Now remember, your turn's coming up next, so potentially you could dump all your cards.
That's cool.
So, but you know, you can only put one right now until one of us stops.
Okay. So I mean, what if you pull up a blank card, like more or less, with no attack?
If I pull a blank card, then it's just one.
Okay, nice.
I'm done. So if you want to, you can just dump the rest of your cards in.
Oh, I can just one by one?
No. I'm not gonna put any more cards in.
Yeah, but you can't go back in, huh?
Yeah, I can't go back in. You can dump just do that because
Yeah.
you're gonna recharge all your cards at the beginning of your turn anyway.
Yeah.
And you want the odds in your favor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this. So you're gonna shuffle this, and then I'm gonna pull because I'm the attacker.
Gotcha.
What makes this awesome is that the result, I can't argue about the result because I was the one that pulled the card,
Yeah.
right? I can't argue it. You know what I mean? So if I do this, crap,
Nothing.
right?
Yeah.
So I just fizzled an attack. Crap.
Fizzle.
I just messed up. So I tried to play the odds in my favor and I didn't.
Yep,
You know
because
what I
I
mean?
had too many cards, yeah.
So you had like a bunch of cards. It was kind of more in your favor, but these go here and this goes here. Now the comeback mechanism I had here is that if you miss, you get one of these, and you can only get one of them only if you miss. Which
Okay.
means only means that on your next attack you have +1 because it's a catch-up mechanism.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I have this, and then now it's your turn. So
Recharge.
You'll get that, and then you'll draw. Since you just draw 7 cards. Oops, sorry. You start seeing the feeling the flow. So now you're time.
Going
Right?
to 0, yeah.
Now you can do that again.
I can do it again.
Draw a card.
I draw a card.
Now you can deploy.
Drop a 1 cost support.
One cost comes in ready, so you can actually play it and turn it. Remember, it goes.
Yeah, towards.
It's a different way of thinking, right?
Uh-huh.
So use
Not
to
to the
discard
right.
1 card in hand, then draw 1 card. So now you got to discard a card from
one
hand,
card, yeah.
then draw a card. So a card that you probably won't want to use, and then draw a card.
Discard.
Then draw a card.
Draw.
Yeah, that goes your hand. Right? And then if you can't deploy anywhere else, then go to the battle station.
Okay.
So, what are you attacking? You want that. Yeah, you want that done because if I were to pull this off, that's a big hit. If I do this, this becomes 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then I pull another 2, that's 7 damage. I could kill you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why you want to get this out as early as possible. And it's only 1 damage. So
Okay.
so start putting your cards in. 1 card at a time.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's okay.
I'm talking about I got it.
You still got to put cards in.
Oh, draw. You got 1 in hand, but you're gonna naturally play everything of yours. So you have to play the odds. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go. So you're done. You can put as many cards as you want to, but remember it's gonna be my turn next. So you might want to save your cards.
Nope, man, we can rock out.
All right. So you're the one attacking, right? So
Yeah.
I'm shuffling.
So I pull, yeah.
Pull. So the cool thing is when you're dealing with something like this, it's like if it's 7-3, 70% to 30%. That 30% can still happen.
Yeah, straight up.
So sometimes there's been a lot of times where you put 7 cards in and I put 1 and you pull my card.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I played, you ever heard of that 7C game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played the 7C Age of Sail, the new one from Pine Box last year. Then I played it again with the new stuff they have today. And they use some similar stuff that you're doing, but this is still pretty innovative with this gambling mechanic thing.
Yep.
This is crazy.
It is a gambling mechanic. It is totally a gambling mechanic.
Yeah, that Evan over there. Oh.
Okay, so let's rewind the talk back a little bit. So say for example you drew this, right? And say you lost, right? Then you would say, oh look, I have this ability, which says during my combat I can discard this and then re-pull again. You see what I'm saying? So that's your advantage. But we already did this. So this.
But I got a +2, so that's then defender must discard one support they own. So naturally you'll go that one. Yeah.
So it's 1 plus 2.
So that's 3 with 2 trample.
Yeah. So basically it's like 1 and then 2, 3.
Well, nah, really you would have just discarded this one to get this out of the way, and then you would have took.
No, but then this one, the defender must discard the support they own.
Yeah, because I'm attacking into that one, and then you must. Well, no, but couldn't you have chosen to just discard?
Even if it's like 0, it's still both of them are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the difference in you taking more trample though.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But yes, that would essentially that's that's how that. All right, so got your cards. Goes out.
Okay.
So you see the back and forth that's happening here.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good stuff.
So I'm recharging, so I'll get all my guys back. So 3, 6, and then oh no, this was the card in my hand. And then what I'll do is I'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll time. Now you can pull those again if you want to, again. But you don't have to. You can do that during your turn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend 3, put a nuclear warhead on my thing, and then I'm going to
go ahead and
Yep, good job. And then you want to try that again. So this actually is like you want to get rid of a card that may not have
one crappy card.
Yeah. You know.
Cards. You remember the odds of like attack versus defense versus nothing?
Yes, you're getting it.
Yeah, and you said there's 70 card decks?
There's 50 cards.
50 card decks. What are those odds?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's somewhere, yeah. All right, I got a bunch of attack in here. Yeah, but what's the odds, though? I mean, how many attacks versus how many
I don't know.
defenses versus how many? Yeah, okay. Man, because I might just want to hold pet right now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think I want to not do that.
All right, so now it's my turn. So it's still my turn. I don't want to put any more supports down, but I want to do battle stations, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. Now my mothership is now 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So if I hit you, I'm going to hit you for at least 4.
4.
Right. That's if I successfully attack.
Okay. Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to do is use my ability, and I'm going to put 2 cards from my thing down, and now it's your turn to draw.
Man, that's sick. Okay.
Your turn to draw.
Yeah.
Now you have 3 cards or 2 cards.
Now, I mean, you mean my time to play, not draw, right?
No, you're drawing. You're dropping a card into.
Yeah. Drop. Now let me go on instant and then discard 1. Damn it! Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of time to get there.
And how many of these are unique? Any doubles in the deck of these?
There's a couple doubles in the deck.
Okay, couple. Yeah.
There's several doubles. But
some people have gotten masterful with this game, of course. Naturally. Some people have gotten masterful with this game, right?
yeah, I've got a lot of like Magic tournament guys that start analyzing the deck. But the funny thing is that half of them say that blue is overpowered, and then half of them say red's overpowered.
Oh, nice. That's great balance in there.
Which is a great feeling.
Oh yeah.
So you still got to drop, buddy.
Man, I'm still trying to figure out which one to let go.
Yeah. See, now you're making real decisions.
Indeed. Man, let's just go blind, kind of. Hot.
Still drop. You still got to drop.
Still got to drop. All right.
All right. I'm gonna do.
Yellow out.
All right. So you shuffle. So I got more. So the odds are in my favor.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
All I have to do is pull my card, but I can miss.
Yeah.
Right. So you see this suspense.
Right? Yeah, gambling system. Now, I mean, I know people have posed this question time and time again, but why not just go with the D20? Why not just go with the D10 system or something?
Because it feels more exciting knowing that any one of your cards can do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because every one of those cards has different results.
Rather than you having a list of stuff and a number. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, fan it out so I can.
Fan it up.
You feel it?
Yep, but it's that suspense.
Yes! All right, so it's 2, 3, 4. This goes away. 5, 6. So I'm hitting you for 6.
Oh, man, that's ridiculous, man. 6, man, that's half of my life.
And then, yes.
Brutal.
So I went straight for your head. So.
What? If you whiff, you get the +1 attack.
Huh?
If you miss, you get the +1 attack.
No. If I miss, I miss.
How do you get the +1 attack?
Oh, because I missed. If I miss, if I pull the blue card,
yeah,
I missed. Then I get this.
Yeah, that's what they call whiff. That's just a word that I recently.
It's kind of like the catch-up mechanism.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that you see how that works.
Oh yeah.
So it's your turn.
Right. Lose the time.
Recharge first.
Recharge first.
Okay, and then draw. Oh, these need to be separated.
Yeah. 2, 7.
Okay.
When I moved out of my apartment.
Wow. All right. So time did
Draw
that.
the time,
and then deploy. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah,
draw
do it.
1. Discard 1. Draw 1. Nope.
For the most part, when you attack, generally you win. But things happen.
Yeah. All right.
So you still you deploy anything?
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I got some ports. Okay. Discard 1 card.
It only makes your ship more powerful, right?
Oh, because you didn't want to hit my supports.
I went straight for your head,
Straight for the head. Okay.
which is an option.
Oh, you only have slots for how many
3.
support limit? Damn it. All right, we're playing. So we're going 4 drop.
All right.
I should have recharged, so I'm just throwing 3
Yep.
in there. And
Then you should have had 1.
Well, I mean,
it's 4,
card
right.
4, yeah.
He said 3. I'm like, what?
Yeah. All right. I already did that. I could do that.
So you want to?
2 energy. Energy is the recharge stuff energy. Okay.
Or
Draw 2 cards. Oh, but it's 3. But I mean,
See, you getting it. You get it.
I mean, nobody turning in the present. All right. Draw 2.
What do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's great. Yeah.
Like, you haven't seen any other card game like this at all?
I mean, I'm thinking about that gambling thing.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have. Like when you flip through that channel, you'll see I go through a game, card game. So
Good. The awesome thing is that when you flip the cards over and you start separating the cards, you're like, oh, I could have really hit you hard. Oh, if I had pulled that card. And then you start discussing what the possibilities could have been. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, if I had pulled that card, that would have been brutal.
you want to share with them what you were thinking about doing with the game?
Yeah.
You want to share with them what you were thinking about doing with the game?
Oh no! Well, I mean, like no, in the combat stack.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that's in the combat stack, like there was one result, but there was many possibilities.
Now, what I'm saying, do you want to share with the people what you were thinking about doing with the game?
Oh well, I was thinking of trying to do it so that you would restrict. It would be the same thing. You still because essentially what it is, it's a double blind, result. You're putting cards in you don't know, and then you're pulling a lottery. You know what I mean? So you're dropping. What are you hitting? Nuclear warhead or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the deal so we can.
All right, I'm gonna put that down. Go ahead.
Oh. Man, did you hear many critiques of the game and the systems and everything?
Yes, absolutely. I got tons of critiques about the game. Critiques coming down to like when you're shuffling, it's kind of fiddly because you're shuffling a deck of cards and only one result comes out. You know what I mean? So and then you have to take the time to separate the cards, which is a little bit. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is kind of the fiddly part of it. Which I understand. I'm done. So. Remember, it's my turn next, so
Yeah.
I'll save your cards for that.
Man, but it's like it's weird because
Decisions, right?
because I mean you don't want to dilute it with like plus ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to keep it?
Yeah.
Right. So let's. But the thing is, you also have your ability in case you miss.
Oh yeah.
But you have one chance. You know what I mean? So there's a possibility. Like if I had 2 red cards in here, you pull a red card. You use that. It's possible you could pull another red card. You know what I'm saying? But it's also possible you pull a blue card. So
True.
okay.
1.
So it's 1 plus 1 damage. So that just
2.
gets rid of this. All right. Cool. Done.
Yeah.
See. All right, my turn.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to recharge. I'm going to draw.
Time.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Clockwise.
7. Yeah. Yep.
Like
and
a
then
clock.
deploy. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to spend 3 to overmind. I'm going to use it to draw 2 cards. And then
I'll time this to draw 1.
there you go. You're getting it.
Getting it.
All right. So I'm going to hit that intelligence beacon. And I'm going to your turn. I'm going to hit the intelligence beacon. So you get to drop.
I'll discard a card, then draw a card. Yeah.
All right.
Tapping.
You still have to drop.
Yeah, that's not ready.
See, now that I know that your supports are exhausted, I can kind of lean into the attack a little bit more. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Now, again, if a card has an attack and a defense pip, then what happens?
So if it's an attack, it works on your attack. If it has a defense, it will be bad for me if I pull it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having defeated that, eventually, there's going to be some things that work their way down. And that's what
I'm done.
Done. All right.
So you shuffle? Yeah, here we go.
There we go.
But that thematically makes sense, right? The cards represent ships and the ships are like a squad. Right? And then this represents kind of like battle. Like when you're shuffling, it's kind of like they're battling. And then when I pull it, that's the result of the battle. You see it?
But the only thing is, well, I mean, it just depends on how you measure the scale of the damage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but everybody's got ultra refractor beams and
Yeah. So it gives us idea of you don't know what happened. I'm just gonna pull this card.
Megaton shields.
All right, so 2
plus
plus
attack.
1 is 3. So, oh boy,
Ugh.
I'm getting hit. All right.
Nine of my 12.
You're hitting some pretty good, but you are. So if you had hit harder, you would have been done more damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like now we're in a kind of like state of like, okay, now you got to really start. You know,
Now I got to focus on the
down,
ship.
You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. I mean, this is stuff you learn over time, but like you know, there's still. So now it's like.
But it's good. It's not easy to master. Like, I mean, the person who's already knowing how to play, they're winning.
I you know, I've been playing this for like 8 years. You know what I mean? Remember you
And the energy. All right, time it.
Right.
Everything clockwise.
That one goes clockwise. There you go. Good job.
Yeah, and okay, left is ready. No. It just depends on how much time. Yeah.
Right is clockwise.
Clockwise.
Now remember, I have like 5 cards in my hand, so you can use that to kind of like use your advantage if you want to.
Might as well go and hit that right now. Damn it, man! That's happened.
That's another
So
thing
yeah,
that people kind of like had a hard time like getting over.
I have a big because people been magic. Now, why didn't you go counterclockwise though?
Because it doesn't make sense. Time acts clockwise. Makes sense, right? Time is constant.
Maybe not in the negative verse.
We're in the negative verse.
Man. Use this.
You got a logic, though.
Yeah. I feel you. But just people just used to tapping though. But yeah.
It's the biggest.
I'm trying to think of how Rune does it.
It's the biggest way people kind of like, you know what I mean? The same thing with I mean, like light seekers.
Yeah,
light
I mean,
seekers
they
does the same thing.
Yup,
It has to be turned in a very specific way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's, you know what really disappoints me?
What's that?
That game or Warhammer
Champions.
just never got off the ground.
Yeah,
It was a good system. It had one chit. It didn't have all these like chits or like life health meters or like didn't have to worry about that. All you had is one life meter, you know thing, and that was it. And then everything was based on the cards and lanes. Wow.
Did you look at the reasons as to why they failed?
I don't know.
So the dude Kodo, he always talks about like with the light seekers, they had the toys to life, I believe it was, and they sold oftentimes they would sell a big toy with one card or something, and then it made the franchise fail and everything, and then
But that doesn't.
they went on deep discount or something at Toys R Us, and Toys R Us went out of business or something that had something to do with
Yeah,
it.
but Warhammer should have done better.
Warhammer, they were too generous with their online implementation and everything.
Yeah, because you could play it online.
Yeah, because you could get so
they had,
much,
like,
and
yeah.
then you didn't even have to buy it. You could just
Wow.
scan the stuff from like a website or something, and then get
From
your
the card,
cards
Yeah, you're right.
in the game, and then
You're right.
yeah, like it was just much more generous online. It was just free,
Yeah.
and
I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
I played online. It was just like, super easy to get cards.
Yeah.
And then there was so many promo cards out there. There was so many, like, you get like this and you get like a bunch of cards for it.
that was part of that downfall. They said
So,
something like that.
so you can't deploy. So you get out of the station.
Yeah, okay, deploy. So over time, battle stations. Now I can't sack something to play over it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
can
got the
actually
energy.
use this, replace it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tricky stuff. That is the tricky stuff. And but screw that. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna play. Nah.
Play it. You never know until you play it. This is a learning game anyway, man. So
Okay, now I'll go ahead and play the fire the main cannon.
yes.
So play on your turn
Yes,
before the combat
yes,
pool. Increase
yes.
your mothership attack value
So now
by
it's
2 until
3
end of turn.
plus whatever is pulled.
3 plus whatever.
That's what I'm talking about. So this stays kind of. This is the ability that stays until
Okay,
after your
yeah.
combat. So
Stay in the battle station.
I'm going to put this here, and then now I'm done. So you're done. So now I'm gonna shuffle, and you're gonna pull. Remember, you have 2 tries. Remember this, and then that.
And then that.
So like,
Yep, and then that's plus
hopefully,
2. Yeah.
you know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
So
Like Netflix. Oh.
all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight to the head, or you were going further than mine?
Well, I mean, I got 4 tramples, so I'll do to the overmind. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. See how it's easy to kind of catch up.
Do you have to designate before you pull, or
Remember, I said the first thing you do when you battle stations is
to designate?
designate a target,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel now? Like it's kind of flowing now,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Nice.
I mean, when it comes down to it, it's proof of concept, right? It's just an experiment to see if this works ultimately. Because if I had like gone full on, mental on it, right? I would have made like expansion sets and blah blah blah. I would have really gone off on the deep end of it. But really, this thing was just an experiment to see if I can actually make it.
What kind of game would you like put this in the same kind of vein of, like as far as retail, you could have went off in this direction and made it successful, like this type of game?
Well, not having the cards not customized, the decks not customizable was a big mistake, I think. I had played around with maybe making booster decks where you can swap a couple of cards out, but it was already too late. I actually wanted to move on. I wanted to just say, you know what, let's just try and move on to the next game. You know what I mean? Because again, there's a lot of like, I wish I coulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, kind of. Now, could I get this and expand on this concept? Yeah, I could probably expand on the concept. Because I did. Like I said, I made one for every color.
Yeah.
right? And each color actually did something completely different.
Man, that's sick.
So I played around with mechanics like, because the backings are the same, right? There was one that had like, it was orange, and orange was like there were miners or whatever. But the thing is, like, they had spies, and so what you do is, like, when you play a card, it goes into their deck, right?
Okay.
And so what happens is that when it comes up to their hands, they find their opponent's card on the table. But what are they going to do? Are they going to get rid of it? Well, that puts one in there. You know what I mean? It helps them if you put that back in your deck. You know what I mean? So, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to leave it in your hand? It becomes a dead card. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's the spy. Or you can make the spy do something as soon as you pull it. As soon as you pull it,
Yeah.
so, like, what is it? Supports destroy. Right?
yeah.
Like, there's mechanics I could have really played, I wanted to really play with, that went beyond this. But this was the proof of concept. Like, this was wanted to see if a lottery-based battle system could work. And at the time I was actually teaching game theory at the time, and I wanted to prove to my students that I could be professional with it. Like, I wasn't just some guy that just, I know game theory and then just teaches it. I wanted to say I did it.
Yeah, man, you did it, man. You did the hell out of it, yeah.
You know what I mean? And and like, it gives me a certain amount of confidence, right? Because you're just like, yeah. And I'm not. It's not a bragging thing. It's more like, yeah, I worked my butt off, and I made a product that I'm very proud of.
In less than 9 months.
In less than 9 months.
From conception to retail.
Completion.
Man, crazy.
And I went through the process too. Like, when I went to Victory Point Game, I knew everybody there. Like, I know the owner, I knew everybody. But I told them, don't give me any like special treatment. I'm gonna go through this every step of the way. And they were like, all right. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go through the pitch process. I want to pass the pitch process. I want to go here, and I want to move up. And I did that. So I was there every day. The only thing that I kind of had advantage of was that the production place was near my house, and so, like, I ran off prototypes all the time. I ran off prototypes like you wouldn't believe. So it was easy for me to make small adjustments and then make a new prototype.
Nice. Running them off, boy.
Yeah. So and that's what a lot of people that create games, that's a big problem. I made professional cards. Out of as a prototype. I was like, here, boom. I even like rounded the curves. I was like, yeah, I made them nice. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, like got the little corner round.
And they were really encouraging of that. They were like, they really wanted me to make prototypes of it. They wanted me to move forward with it. They wanted me to test it, because testing is really what makes it polished.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good stuff, man. Like yeah. I mean, your kids are still little, though, right?
My daughter's
Yeah.
I mean,
but old enough to start taking care of herself and stuff, so you can get back to the design now.
Well, I mean, like, she's in California.
Okay.
There's a whole big issue with that.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, so this goes out.
You got the main
Goes
canvas.
out. It's my turn.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to enter and I'm going to draw.
Time. Time.
5, 6, 7. Time. And then.
No, let me hit my time.
Yeah, you did your time. Yeah, you did. You could draw that one and that one. My supports, I'm going to spend 3. Bust up my nuclear warhead. And I'm going to use it.
Hit my time. Hit my support.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay. So now I'm 2, 3. So if I hit, I win.
And let me hit my support.
Yeah.
Draw 2.
Okay.
You really went into the energy even more in one of the colors, right?
Yeah, something like that. And here's where here's where the design really kind of goes into, like, you have to really get into design, because I had design around 6 energy. 6 energy had to be the maximum amount that you could pull for anything. What I wanted was you could play any card in your hand. That was what the concept I wanted to. Because when you play Magic the Gathering, you play Lorcana, you play like whatever game. Let's say Magic the Gathering, right? You're gonna have some cards that are land. You're gonna have some cards that are 1-drops. You're gonna have some cards that are 5-drops and one card 7-drop or whatever. Like, let's just say that's a typical hand, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 of those cards are dead cards in your hand for the first turn, right? The 7-drop, 5-drop, and 1 of the lands, because you can only play 1 land per turn, right?
Yeah.
And then you can only play one. I wanted to make it so that you could use any card in your hand. It was your choice on how you used it.
Yeah.
So if you look at all the hands, so if it's like you have a 6-drop, hey, cool, you can play the 6-drop, but you can't play anything else.
Yeah.
And there's disadvantages to, maybe the support only has 1 hit point, right?
Yeah.
So if I have a 1-drop, it's a very weak thing, but then I could put a bunch of them on.
Yeah.
Right?
First turn, yeah.
So collectively, 6 1-drops should equal the power of a 6-drop, theoretically, right? And that's the design space I had to run around. So what does that mean? That's 0 power creep, right? And then what it does is that it opens you up. And you're like, oh, I could use every card in my hand, because it's really restricting, right? When you can't play cards from your hand. And I don't think people address that issue. Well, Canada doesn't even address that issue. Star Wars doesn't address that issue. Magic doesn't address that issue. None of the cards, very few card games address that issue. So, what they do is, you could put a card down that becomes
Can use any card as land,
right?
yeah.
But then you have cards that are 5-drops. How long is it going to take for me to? I'm going to hold on to that card for 5 turns. That means I can't use all the cards in my hand.
Yeah, and then a lot of times too, those are uninkable cards.
Yep. So, okay, so it's my turn. We're gonna go for the kill. I'm gonna. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2. Put 2 here. Your drop. Okay. Good job. Okay, and then I'm going to play Regurgitate, which is search my discard pile for 2 cards and then place them in the combat stack.
There's no negates in the game, right? Or maybe with a different color.
Oh, you mean that was with different
Counters.
colors. Yeah,
Counters,
with different colors. Yeah, I specifically wanted.
Not in the base game.
Not in the base game.
Nice.
Because that deals with a little bit the second level strategy.
Okay.
I wanted the strategy to be direct, so that you can understand the colors system. You know what I mean? So,
Man, and it's crazy to me too. Like, I mean, not too many games even have implemented this like
yep.
4-way tapping system.
1 and then. Yeah, but again, it's a design space I tried to go towards, and then I still have to drop 1. No, this is my deck, and then I'll drop this one. Your turn.
I'm trying to like do the genealogy in my head or whatever. You might have been the first one to really do that when I'm thinking about it. Like,
it is what it is, right? I'm not. I don't want. If I take credit, that's cool. I don't want to. Ultimately, what it comes down to is just a loteria.
Yeah, loteria.
And that came way before me. So
yeah. Loteria is like the Mexican bingo, right? Yeah.
Or anything, lottery or anything, gambling. So it's all that. You know what I mean?
All of it.
It's just implemented differently.
Oh yeah.
This is it, man. I'm done. You want to put any more cards?
Nope.
All right. Start shuffling.
Shuffling.
Ooh, this could be game.
I think I got the harder cards on my side.
Oh, see, there you go. Right? You know,
Harder cards.
you know, it was funny because I was talking to people, and they're like, dude, the term heart of the card applies more to this game than it does to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I mean, old Yugi Yummy, he just cheats.
Yep,
But,
yep, right. That was the game where I was the Luthor.
Man, that's the
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I can't. I missed. Fuck. Your turn.
hold on, you were on the attack, right?
I was on the attack. This doesn't apply because it's your card. This only applies to your attack. So I missed.
Blue top.
Yep.
Yeah, like this whole time I'm looking at if it had +2 attack on it, it contributes to the attack.
If this was red,
Then
this
it
would have
would.
been applied.
But it's blue.
Yep.
Wicked world.
Lucky you, huh?
Wicked world. All right.
Look at these things, dude. +4 to attack, all in. I like really wanted to like push it right in.
I had a bunch of defenses.
Ah, see, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, which one is
that
this
was
one?
that was in there.
Man, I think I'd have messed it up. Probably don't.
Yeah, that was it.
Clockwise. Yeah. All right, draw 7. Recharge first.
Yep. They draw 5.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So thematically, what you're thinking about is this: like you're in the middle of the ship, right? Your ships have docked, ready to launch. That's what the 7 card represents. 7 cards represent the docking of like ready to go. What are we gonna do?
Okay.
And you're the captain. What are you gonna do? That's when you call, right? What are you gonna do? So you can't really. I mean, you could replace supports if you want to, but it looks like you're good. Looks like you're good with supports.
Man, that's so hard. All right. Discard 1, draw 1.
Oh, time. Sorry. Ultimately, everybody bites off each other.
Yeah. Discard, draw. What happens when the deck is depleted?
Very good question. So, the idea behind that is this. You shuffle the deck. If you have to draw, right, then you have nothing. You have to shuffle the deck, and that becomes your draw, right?
Okay.
So you can draw a card. But the penalty is that your opponent. So essentially, what you're doing is you're reloading,
Okay.
right? You're reloading.
Yeah.
But reloading costs time. So I would get a free time because you're reloading.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's not that bad a penalty.
It's not that bad. So there's a timing aspect to it too. But you're not there yet.
Okay.
You're in attack. You can do you can do abilities, or you can do other things in there.
I got to read a little bit today, which is so lovely. Because I very
Probably ought to sack one of these, man. Well, not that one. Draw 1. Yeah, leave it like it is.
Sure. What are you trying to hit?
Let's go.
What are you trying to hit? What are you hitting?
6.
Target.
Yeah, let's go on the.
Okay. Well, I would do this just because you want me to hit. You want me to die. Before I only need 3 hits.
True.
So,
All right. Let's throw the mother.
I'm not going to do anything.
Nothing. Well, if you do nothing.
Whoa. Yeah, if you do nothing, then let's walk it through. Right. Let's walk it through. Right?
Yeah. So just leave my one
So
card.
you leave your one there, and then you would say shuffle. I shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Can't shuffle one card, so you draw that one card, and that one card is double
Double
attack
total
plus
attack
1.
plus 1.
So it's actually 1 double 2 plus 1 is 3.
3.
Right? So you get 3. All right? Guess where we're at? 9 and 9. We're even.
We're even. Okay.
Yeah, right? See?
Yeah.
You're at 9. I'm at 9.
Okay.
See how it kind of balances about?
Yeah.
So my turn. So I'm going to recharge, time, the draw. And then time. And then I'm going to do this again. So now this is 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll kill you if I just win. All right. So
Okay.
I'm going to attack your head. I was going to go 2. Drop.
Didn't do my
Oh,
time.
you did time. Yes, you did. Correction. You need the time that one. So.
Okay. All right, hit it. Draw,
Yep.
draw one.
Now you're understanding what you need to do.
Oh yeah.
The other way.
Damn it.
It's okay.
Draw one.
The first game is always that way then.
He talked about how
Draw one.
there were 4 different teams all season on the same day. And
Oh wait.
3 and 4
You. Oh yeah. Never mind. I forget.
Yeah.
online over the last couple months.
I played some of them, and not all. I played one.
Man, so like this whole time, okay, so I guess as long as it's not your card, then
Okay,
my
so-
attack doesn't add anything.
Here we go. Boom. I just have to win.
Oh,
I'm done.
okay,
Oh, here he goes.
here we go. So I
So
remember.
all I have to do is just win.
That's it. Pretty much 50-50. Yeah.
It's almost 50-50, yeah. So here's the thing. Every battle is this suspenseful. Every battle, right?
Every battle. Well, I mean, everyone's not lethal, but
Fuck!
blue top. Man, there's this game based on I Declare War called Champions. It just won the Spiel recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that game. But like much like people have said though, a lot of people hate on it because they're like, there's not enough decision in it. There's not decisions in it. People said that about this too, right? But then they're not looking at the probability.
They're not the. It's not the decisions. I think the biggest complaint. There's the two biggest complaints was the combat was a little fiddly and the cards were not high quality. That was it.
Okay.
And again, that's stuff that not really. Oh, and they wanted more.
Yeah, they wanted more. Yeah.
Yep, they wanted more in the base set, and I was
And they
like,
wanted customizable.
and I was actually no customizable wasn't it. They wanted more content,
Yeah.
which actually is kind of flattering, right?
Yeah.
If they're like, I want more, that's a really good compliment. It kind of sucks because like I couldn't give it to them, but
Now, and they just came out with the two factions because of budgetary.
yes.
Did they plan to expand from the get go? Or?
There was a lot of drama, like they were more interested in pumping out more board games, which is fine. It's no big deal. That was the mission. The mission is to try and help letting designers make games, and that was okay. And again, I was going through, kid, so that really was. All right. No, I'm gonna time.
I don't know. Yeah, you gained the time because I'm redrawing.
Actually, I didn't do this. This is my discard pile, and I only have one card. So now you can really lean into.
Yeah, going into that deal. All right. And hit it again. You got your time for me reshuffling,
I
right?
already did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you shuffled.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do anything good to me.
Okay.
Because this only applies on my turn.
Discard, draw 1. Draw 2. Right there always.
Nice.
Okay. Got a big grip.
So the more plays you start getting, the more nuances and the more subtleties and the more, like, you know, it's obviously you play more and then you'll get better at the game. But, you know.
Definitely.
That's all I got. So you can dump the rest of it. Now your odds are in your favor.
Yeah.
I only have one card.
Oh, well, I mean, really all I have to do is battle stations.
Yep.
Discard your first pool, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's all I got to do,
so,
yeah.
So,
then,
shuffle.
I
right?
think it's a foregone conclusion then. I mean, I think I got the deadly.
3 attack. Yep. There you go.
GG's.
Good G, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Right?
Glad I finally got this to the table.
Well, I'm kind of glad that you met me, because it's funny because that's something that, like, I didn't, like, I never thought that. I mean, people about my game, I get it, right? But I think I don't. I after 8 years of it being out and being out of print, like, it doesn't occur to me. I just say that I made one. And when someone says, "I remember your game," and you start pulling up, like, the details about my game, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm glad I could be the fan.
And that's cool though, and that makes me. Wouldn't that make you fucking happy?
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause, you know, I'm just doing my thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just doing my thing. So
From 8 years ago.
yeah, from 8 years ago, and this was a last minute decision. Like, I was literally going out of my house, and I was like, maybe I should put this in my bag.
Yeah.
I swear.
So glad you did. So glad you did. I left my prototype in the car today. I had to run back to the car and drop some headphones.
Yeah,
I left
so,
it.
you know. So you never know when you're gonna play your game. You never know when, you know, it's gonna happen. But I'm happy that it did. So.
Oh yeah, man. So with this, how much development outside of you was there? I mean, I know you had the students on it, but like as far as Victory Point Games, how much in-house development did they do?
Very little, to be honest.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, how much did you pitch it to other companies?
I didn't. I only pitched at the Victory Point.
Yeah, I mean, you might want. You might want to look at other companies. And then if you could,
you know, it was funny because I actually had other companies like. Well, I was already set with Victory Point.
because you knew the people and everything.
Because,
Yeah.
Well, because the first time you pitch and then they say that you're okay, why do you have to go anywhere else?
Yeah.
Right? The first place you go to and they say we want you. It's like, okay, now it's like I didn't think I had the reputation, and I didn't. Like, I didn't have the reputation outside the industry. I was just some nobody that just happened to take a lot of game design classes, right?
Yeah.
And I happened to get a degree in it, right? You know, and it's like, I'm a nobody. So the first person that says yes, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna totally go for it, right? So, now that I have some, clout in the industry, I know it's been 8 years, but there is video proof. There is people that said so. People, you know what I mean? It's like, I can honestly say, hey, I could go on the Kickstarter and I can say, hey, I developed this card game, and I can show videos from the past saying that
Definitely.
this actually happened.
Definitely.
Right? And that way it, as opposed to people that are doing Kickstarter, right? I'm a first-time developer. Would you put your money, and not saying that they don't have a good idea or they don't have a good heart or anything like that, but it's like, you'd probably want to invest your money in someone that's actually done something, right? It's trust in the industry, right? It's trust in someone that's actually done it. Because, that's why when you see, like, movies where they say, from the director of
Yeah.
this, because what they're doing is that they're developing clout by the past work. Now, if you don't have any past work, what kind of clout do you have? You're nothing,
None.
right? So therein lies the conundrum. And so my approach to it was that I wanted to develop some kind of reputation. You know what I mean? And I had a bunch of people like play my game, and they would love the game, and I was like, okay, cool. At least, you know, and the hope was that I could move forward with that, but it didn't. But it's okay, you know. And again, when I look back on it, it was really because it was really trying to. I was really trying to see if I did it, because I learned so much in the process. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand when you're making games. Like, I'm not trying to knock you or anything, but like, there is a whole world after you release.
Okay.
Because you have to deal with marketing, you have to deal with street team, you have to deal with getting your card game and your name out there. You have to deal with manufacturing and promotional items, and and promo, all these things that push the game out. You're gonna have to tell people about it, and that takes work, right? You're gonna have to go to the conventions. You're gonna have to play the game 15 hours a day like I did. You're gonna have to go to all the game stores, and you have to like bring your game everywhere. You have to go and beg people to use a table so that you can play test your game, and set up every single time, and go to, and like spend your money so that you can get this game out. It's like so much work after the game is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see like Lorcana or whatever, any of those guys, they have what? Street team or event staff or game master, or what they say, why they're trying to push the game, right? And
I think they call them Illumineers or something crazy.
And that's what you have to make a team.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. Most designers don't understand, because there's that. They can't just be like, oh, the game is going to be so good that then I don't have to worry about working about it. No, you got to work your ass off afterwards. That's the real work. You know what I'm saying? Because then you have to defend your game. That is a challenge right there. When you have to defend your game, and people like criticize your shit, and like you get people like I have, okay, so there's a guy. I love this guy. I respect this guy, Tim Fowler. Tim Fowler made Burgle Brothers, and he made Paperback. And he had Fowler Games, and he made another one called Walk In or whatever. But anyway, he lived near me. He lives next to me, and like we would go to the same thing. So I was familiar with him.
Play testing stuff, or
I
just
play tested some of his games.
Okay.
Right, but like, he played my game, and he gave me an idea, and I rejected it, which is fine, because as designers we have the choice on whether or not we want to.
Oh yeah.
Right, but man, like, I had guys like Tim Fowler tell me what tell me what their ideas were, and you have to defend that and say, I chose this because this. You can't just be like taking everything. You have to put your foot down at sometimes. You know what I mean? And he had a great idea. Don't get me wrong. He had an amazing idea. So it was
You care to share it with the people?
Okay, so the idea was that when you pull, it wasn't a random pull. It was like, you say a number, and then they would pull that many cards, and then that number, that was the result of it.
When you pull.
So when I
Not just a fanning out pull.
If I'm attacking.
Okay.
Right, and you're defending. We made our combat stack. Right.
Yeah.
You're shuffling.
Okay.
Right, and then what I do is I say a number that's obviously less than the number of cards in the hand.
Yeah.
So I say like 3. So you flip 3 cards, and the third card is the result of the battle.
How's that different than the pool?
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
It's precisely the same.
His logic was, I believe his logic was that it added another level of randomness, so that people couldn't accurately mess with the
cheat
cards
or something.
Yeah.
I mean, how often is that gonna happen?
Well, you have to address those things
Yeah.
because those things will come up, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't expecting to like do a whole lecture about my game here. It's just funny. I'm really honored that you wanted to do this.
Man, I mean, it might be the niche few that are out there, but I mean, I'm out here.
But
The
yeah,
devotees to the game. I hope they tune in and hear what you got to say.
yeah.
Because it might be back one day,
Hey,
bigger and better.
You know that I've been toying around with making another game company, and I have a couple of ideas, but that it still have to do capital. I have to do a lot of other things, but I suck at business. Anyway, I'm done.
Good stuff.
I think it's ready. I think you're ready to go over to the. Oh, you still got to eat, dude. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, I mean, I eat too much, so I can afford to fast.
Sure.
Yeah.
You start taking this shit. Look at it.
See those? Oh, they're still untouched. Okay, I thought they touched. Okay.
Eat.
Yeah, I get some of these.
See what's up, dude.
Oh man, we got some edamame.
There you go, brother.
I don't really like edamame though, but yeah. Man, these things kind of hidden too.
It says eat.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna go back to my thing, dude.
It's been real.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool.
You got my card. I just always answer YouTube responses, so
All right, hey man.
That's
I'll
okay.
See you around, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be okay. So I'm gonna try to be up early, and I'll see you at the Locano. Okay.
hell yeah.
All right, brother.
It's been so real.
All right.